What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? Y'all know what it is?
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is...
It's your favorite YouTuber back with something new for y'all. Something I enjoy reading. I enjoy doing, which is reading. And I think there's a lot of books that's in this space and just in life in general that a lot of people talk about, but never read, never looked at, or never took the time to understand. Right. So, this is what I'm going to do. I'm starting the book club, Ricky Williams, the book club. You guys can sit back, chill, get you something to drink, listen up, and we're going to discuss, right? We're going to discuss. Again, I talked about this earlier on my stream. The first book we're doing, Sister Shahrazad Ali, The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman, right? So we're going to talk about this. This will not be one sitting, even though I could read this in one sitting. I don't want to wear you guys' ears out, but We're gonna go through it, and please note these are the ideas of the author. This is not my ideas. I will give my opinions, but these words and thoughts are of the author. Who we got in the building before we get started? Lady Navoy, one of the best mods on YouTube, in the building. How you doing, sis? I pray everything is well with everybody. My boy BZ in the building. My boy D Fishing the Fit. Make sure y'all check him out on Facebook and YouTube. Great brother, man, doing great things. The Jet is in the building, whether he take off or land, and he's still the man. Make sure y'all check out my boy G5 Gay, #TWT on YouTube. Hey, young world. The world is yours. You know what it is. The beautiful and incomparable Quee in the building. How you doing, 60 Pooh? Big Mike, Mr. Tan, how you doing? Solid young brother. I dig him. Make sure y'all listen to him when he talk. Kay on the hill. How are you doing, sis? How you doing? Beautiful. Thank you for coming through. And the one and only is in the building. Now, this book's been out for a while. This book's been out for a minute. So if you haven't had the chance to check it out, now's your time. We'll also be doing this for prosperity. So thanks to everyone who's here that's watching now, and thanks to everyone who will watch this video in the future. If this is something you can dig, something you can get into, smash the like button, leave me a comment on what you think of the book choices, if you have a book choice, and ideas on the book. Okay, so let's get into it. I want some background music. See if I can get some background music first, though. Y'all bear with me. I'll see if I can pull this off. Check. Is that okay in the background? Is that too loud? What's good, Teach? How you doing? We building in the building. How y'all doing? Can I get a mic check? Is that okay? I don't like the way this control, to be honest. I don't like the way that control. What we got over here? Nah, that's too slow. Nope. Oh, I got it over here. That's still too loud. Okay, I ain't gonna worry about it. He said it's an echo. I got you, Mike. How's the mic check coming through? Hey, RLV, make sure y'all check out my sis RL Vibes. I'm sounding okay right now, just reading. I want this to be as clear as humanly possible. Can I get a mic check? 1, 2, guys. Uno dos. Okay. Appreciate you. So we ain't gonna go through the prologue, guys. I think that's not necessary, but I will read her footnotes going into the book. Again, this is Sister Shahrazad Ali, the Black Man's Guide to Understand the Black Woman. Okay. She says, P.S. The author recommends that you read this book slowly. Do not try to read this entire text in one sitting because the information is too graphic and will overwhelm you. Read no more than 1 chapter per day. Okay. So that's her letting y'all know. Just get ready to be triggered. Okay. So trigger warnings, especially if it's sitting with you. What am I looking for? Hold on. What's my bookmarks? The favorites, other bookmarks. I had my soundboard saved. I don't know what I did with it. Oh well. I should have had it ready. Okay, let's get into it, guys. Chapter 1. Chapter 1 starts with her childhood, guys. Her childhood. From the very first moment she's born, she becomes attached to her first teacher, her mother. Her eyes study her mother constantly during the initial bonding process. She learns to smile and form other mutual communication techniques. She, as with any other cub, is taught survival skills, how to eat, dress, bathe, use the toilet, general manners, and obedience. Most implied by a look, right? Saying that most of the things she learns from her mother, the first teacher, right, can be referred to her just by looking at her. It doesn't require words, right? It just requires the connection between the mother and the daughter and the way her mom can look at her. She is able to understand the language, general manners and obedience, most implied by a look or spoken in a certain tone of voice. She is able to understand the language long before she can speak it. She never stops studying her mother, and she never stops learning from her. If she is raised by two parents, she studies them both. Since she is with the mother or other females, she learns to tune into them emotionally. She learns to observe the other adults in the same way. She can detect when they are happy, at peace, or sadly restrained or mad. She also pays attention to how her mother treats her father. She learns the glances, body language, and moods. The spoken and unspoken message that her mother displays. As the cub, she mimics and includes these practices, right or wrong, right or wrong, as part of her survival skills from the very start, right? Again, these are things she learns just to survive on a day-to-day basis, right? Not to enrich her life, right? Not understanding that this is the wrong way to go. These are just the things she learns from her surroundings, okay? She overhears conversations that her mother has with her friends or relatives pertaining to the father. If all of the mother's comments are supportive and positive, that's good. But since the habit of gaming on the black man is a 400-year-old tradition here, the inflections are for the most part negative. She listens and she records. What's good, Tap? I see you, JT. How you doing, bro? Peace to you and the wife, man. She listens and she records. The first mental tapes translate into pictures and forms, and they cannot be erased, at least not for many years. What does she overhear as a small child may go something like this, or what she does overhear as a small child may go something like this. I don't care what your father said. I said. I've got to cook and clean up this house before your father gets home because I don't want to hear his mouth. Your father don't run this house. I do. He don't know what he's talking about. He don't know that I know. And he don't know what he's doing. That's the end of page 1. John continued. John makes me sick. I get tired of picking up behind him. If the father requests something, she may hear the mother say, "Get it yourself," or "You don't tell me what to do. I do what I want." Every mother is guilty of using these or similar terminology about her husband when she is tired, exasperated, or angry during the girl child's upbringing. The training message from the mother, who is the teacher, is the black man don't know. Certain references to the black man are made only behind his back. Number 3, a woman has the option to choose what she wants to obey. And number 4, a man is a bother. After hearing various negative inferences behind the father's back, then the girl child observes how the mother may front off when the father is present, pretending that she is obedient and everything is fine. The girl child, while too young to actually distinguish between truth and falsehood, watches how trusting and unaware the father is. Soon, she concludes that the mother is right. He don't know nothing, which must mean that he is dumb. And if he is dumb and doesn't know what's going on behind his back, it makes the girl child insecure. Let me read that again. And if he is dumb and doesn't know what's going on behind his back, it makes the girl child insecure. He's physically strong, but we live 2 lives, one in front of daddy and one behind his back. Since the mother is her mentor and they are alike, she agrees. Hey, you can't trust him. He is different from us, and the cycles start. Kwee said at some point in time, we have to look at ourselves instead of our parents and hold ourselves accountable Can't keep blaming them as adults. I agree, Kwee. Diana, how you doing, sis? Happy Friday to you, babe. On the other hand, if there is no biological father or stepfather on the premise whom the girl child can relate to and observe daily, the scenario may go something like this, especially if the single mother is periodically changing men or dating around. The child may hear, number one, I'm going to get that nigga tonight. Number two, I keep calling him every night, but he ain't home. Number three, girl, don't believe nothing he says. He just lies all the time. Number four, I can't believe nothing he says. Number five, I'm going to make him spend some money on me. Number six, I got to find me a man. Number seven, hold on, y'all. Wife's calling. Bear with. About that guy's husband duties. I apologize. Where was I at? Okay. So number six. I apologize, guys. I won't have any other disturbances. BG said this book made me look at my childhood different. Facts. Number six, I gotta find me a man. Excuse me. Number seven, I want to see what he can do. Number eight, you can't let a man know all your business. The training message from the mother in this instance is number one, the black man is a liar. Number two, don't believe in him. He will disappoint you. Number three, the black man will desert you. No security. Number four, withholding information is a necessary practice when dealing with the black man. And number five, and if you're going to deal with the black man, you have to have a plan. While the aforementioned statement examples may seem trite or unimportant, remember that they are of great significance since they are part of the first introductory impressions of the girl child about the black man, who is usually not present to defend himself or prove that these charges are not true. I think we can all agree on that as pretty much a constant fact, if not a fact, a constant, because the story that goes out is that the black man is never in his home and around his children. So I think that's a fair point. To the girl child, these impressions represent the pure truth from the person who takes care of her mother. And I want to elaborate on that because I have a saying that I always say to everybody, and I think nobody picks up on it, right? The truth is based in your belief system. That doesn't mean it's a fact. That's just your truth. That's why I hate that word, your truth. And again, a statement I always say when it comes to stuff like this is, how do you know who your daddy is because your mama told you so. right? The only reason that is a truth is because your mama instructed you that that was the case. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Right? So I think she's spot on with that point. In the two-parent home, the girl child has an easier time learning how to charm the father and get him to cooperate with her and grant her wishes. She adopts these skills to manipulate a person whom she already believes is not too swift mentally, according to the mom. She also sees that the father will give the mother a verbal order, and later she sees the mother doing something else different or in the direct opposite. She also learns the politics of female survival regarding chastisement. Again, chastisement is punishment, corporal punishment, right? If the father tells her to do something or slow down, Ricky. If the father tells her to do something or reprimands her, she finds that she can go to the mother and get the ruling changed or admit it completely. Above all, she can usually get sympathy from the mother in words, or even more powerful, from her mother's eyes, which say, "Do it. You know how he is," or "I'll make it up to you later," or "I agree with you. He's wrong, but do it anyway." In either case, the father's word is deemed questionable and should be examined and verified to determine if it's wrong. Also, that his words can be opposed and rejected successfully. If the father becomes vocally angry with the mother, she may show her protectiveness by sending the girl child from the room or outside to play. If the father is rightfully angry, unbeknownst to the child, because usually children don't know what's going on between adults till later in life anyway, the mother may be extra nice. Did I skip a page? Nope. Yep, I did. That was page 3. We're going to page 4. The mother may be extra nice to defer his attention from the issue to get his mind off of it. The father may be right, but the teaching message is: 1, he's dangerous and wants to argue, but I'll protect you from him. 2, this is something I have to endure, but you don't. 3, he can be swayed with a little kindness and charm. 4, he's our boss, but we don't like it because he's unfair. Again, if you guys watched me before, I think this is where people have the unhealthy idea that children shouldn't see their parents argue or have discussions or have conflicts, because it doesn't give the child you don't teach your child how to handle such conflicts. It allows children to get the wrong impression, right? And you're not able to, at least on a childlike level, to explain to a child what's going on and let them know what's right and wrong, or who did right and wrong, right? The girl child watches her mother simulate several emotions. Notice the word simulate. The girl child watches her mother simulate several emotions: pleasure, admiration, enthusiasms, interest, enthusiasm, interest, and cooperation. But the cutting side of the issue is that the mother obviously is projecting faked agreement, and it seems to work. In addition to the negative impressions about the capabilities and inconsistencies of the black man, who's gone all the time anyway, the girl child is introduced to fairy tales as bedtime and story time reading. Some of the stories are fantasy about the wonderful life white men and white women lead. They tell about how gallant the white man is and how he always saves the day for the white woman. Sometimes the stories are about black people. Most of the children's books are written by black females who present the black man in superficial roles, or they are shown as black men practicing a white lifestyle. The descriptions are usually vague, since the black woman does not know or admit to good values in the black man. One can only describe with words what one knows or discovers. And the black man is hard pressed to dig up good renditions about the black man. I'm sorry. And the black woman is hard pressed to dig up good renditions about the black man and put it into words. Since she doesn't live it, she can't report about it. Now that's saying something too now. That's saying something too now, right? That means that black men need to be more present so they can represent themselves, right? So they can fight for themselves. So they can, y'all see what I'm saying? So they can represent themselves. Or I shouldn't say represent because you don't represent yourself, you present yourself, right? The black mother thinks that fairy tales are harmless entertainment for her daughter and son, and they have no other intrinsic value to the development of the child. A new brain not yet equipped with the psychological tools to filter or disseminate information accepts any and all information it is programmed with as the truth. Sounds familiar? Fairy tale characters, cartoons, and talking animals represent the truth to them, and judging the outcome and are very. That was weird. She said, uh, fairy tale characters, cartoons, and talking animals represent the truth to them, and judging the outcome are very detrimental to the child's development and reality recognition. Okay. Consequently, when the girl child arrives at school, she has already been programmed with a bushel of false ideas about what is real and unreal, and what is foreplay and what actually exists. Basically, she explained the delusion that most young girls have. Um, Between seeing and touching real flesh and blood people and being introduced to Mickey Mouse, a talking rat, Cinderella, Snow White, Superman, Cookie Monster, Big Bird, Donald Duck, Casper, Bugs Bunny, and the Smurfs, right? Now, those can all be replaced with the things or characters we have today. You know, the Teletubbies or Dora the Explorer, you know, they exist in all times, right? For the kids. You know what I mean? Go to Disney, y'all see it. The Muppets and Garfield and a host of other cartoons, she is quite confused. She carries these fantasies into the future and they govern many of her emotions and ideas. They become deeply rooted in her psyche and will override true information from other sources. She is not just looking at the cartoons, she is also listening to their dialogue and copies their responses. She is taught to love these artificial personalities. I mean, I think that could be seen in the day. The Bayhive, Sexy Red, bad rappers, the way they obsess over actors, hood niggas, whatever you want to call it, right? And she is just not looking at the cartoons. She is just not looking at the cartoons. She is also listening to their dialogue and copies their responses. She is taught to love these artificial personalities. During this time, she is also introduced to Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, Cupid, and the Tooth Fairy. All of these toy animals and people are presented to her as good, and none of these are first heroes, uh, which she is taught to love and admire, are black. None of these things that she is taught to admire and consider heroes, special, extraordinary, none of them are black, other than possibly her girl baby dolls. She is not introduced to her own culture. World class, what's good, Noble? How you doing, bro? I don't know why you ain't got no rings. Right? So, in a nutshell, in that part, the things and the visuals, as far as the things we feed to that are being fed to their daughters, not just by the mother and the parents, right? But as far as society in whole, all these things that they are pressed. I mean, if we're being honest, not just women children, but male children, they're all being bombarded every day by these false gods and these fake idols, right? These things that are presented to them to hold in high regard throughout their youth and their younger years, right? Um, and none of them are black. None of them are black. The crazy thing is that for you to, right, and this is why I say, okay, so that's like the Tooth Fairy, right? Now that you've grown, you know the Tooth Fairy is not real. It was your dad or your mom that put money under your pillow, right? So, but we push to our children, and not just us. Again, the commercial society we live in, we push these ideas to our children, so they think that something that does not exist is greater than the people they have right in front of their own faces. When those are the people who's really making those things happen. The things that our children, again, if we look at what's going on in the world, I only use the example of what I see, how parents are disregarded, how the children are seen to, it seems that it seems like the narrative is that the children are to be exalted and taken care of as if they were the parents, right? The very things that they hold on to, that they use as a belief structure, the things that they look at like, oh my God, this was what makes them valid, are the things you provide for them. But they'd rather have you thrown out of that frame. They'd rather have you thrown out to the picture, especially a black dad, as if you don't exist when you're the one who's actually making things happen. That's why I say don't thank Jesus before you thank me. Right? So they become deeply rooted in her psyche and will override true information from other sources. I did that. Be aware that all the misinformation imparted in this chapter is transmitted to the black female child, usually from the mother by the time she is 5 years old. What a beginning. Any questions on the first chapter, guys? BZ said, can you imagine the son husband damage that boy didn't have a shot against an experienced hot boy? Her paradigm, not an excuse, is just in her brain. I see Queen and Mike having a discussion. Should we move on to chapter 2? This is pretty easy reading, to be honest. A lot of this stuff don't need to be explained. She's very thorough. Are y'all ready for chapter 2? If y'all ready for chapter 2, let's give me a 1 in the chat. I ain't gonna keep y'all here long, probably an hour of reading. Appreciate you, BZ. Thanks for coming through with that one. Thank you, Diana. Chapter 2, guys. And this is just page 5. Like this, Boo Soldier, what's good? Look, this is just page 5. She put a lot of information in a short amount of space. Okay, Darren, how you doing, bro? I want to make sure I let everybody know. Shout out everybody and thank y'all. Let y'all know my appreciation for y'all being here. Right. Chapter 2, we rolling into the teenage years. That's the name of the chapter, guys. By the time the black girl child reaches teendom, she is fully schooled in the various manipulative skills available to be used on the black man. The fact that these opinions have been formed from her emotionally wrought mother, television soap operas, Hollywood movies, true romance magazines, and love songs does not matter to her. She believes these are documents of truth that she must adhere to be accepted into the womanhood club. By the time she is eager to learn all she can about the opposite success with a single motivation of getting the black man to literally eat out of her hand. Keeping certain secrets from the teenage boy as a way of life is already established as the norm. It is during this time that the black teenage girl forms a special bond with her mother regarding black men, a type of in-house conspiracy that may include, number 1, a warning from the mother about not telling the father how much an item of clothing really costs. 2, not letting the father know that the mother had an accident or forgot to pay an important bill. 3, that the daughter is dating prematurely or came in late. Marcus, how you doing? Number 4, that the daughter is on birth control. Number 5, keeping quiet about the girl failing a test in school to keep her from being punished or grounded. Now, I'm sure, especially most men, if you're a part of a household, and maybe this is just me speaking out of experience, right? A lot of times as a man, you'll find out you're the last to know something that's going on in the house. Can't anybody else ever experienced that? Anybody else, or is it just me, or are y'all just so much better than I am? Love voice, Creasy. She calls him Creasy Bear. I need to get that. I need to get that sound sound bit right. That's what that's explaining, right? Like I said, when Boot Soldier said, "Yep," Darren Wood said, "Yes," right? Daryl was good, my guy, right? And I'm just reading, so I'm not gonna go into any more personalizations. We'll talk about it on another video, right? Uh, any topic discussed that begins with, and I quote, "Don't tell your father," is wrong. The kind of conspiracy between the black mother and the black teenage girl seals their secret relationship, one where information is withheld in the name of the keeping of the peace, a seemingly honorable intention. This again includes, to me, Daryl was good. Like I told y'all, a lot of women don't really understand what honor is, right? And it's the beginning of the sisterhood, right? The reason why women a lot of times can't admit they're wrong or continue to ride along and cheerlead the bullshit, right, with women is because they've been indoctrinated by their own mothers to do the very thing. And not just their mothers. We're talking about a lot of times the grandmama, the aunts, the aunties, the cousins, right? It's like their own personal club. Right? Lies operate on the domino principle. How you doing, Sissy Pooh? Miss Just Do in the building. Lies operate on the domino principle. If one lie is told, the teller is forced to tell another and another and another. At the time, the lie may seem harmless enough. They are considered a necessity. The lie is considered a necessity. I gotta lie to him, boy. Hold on. Thus, by using these tactics, the black teenage girl continues to prove to herself that the black man can be manipulated by, just like in chapter 1, instructing her mother to tell her boyfriend that she's not home in order to make him jealous. The mother will usually comply and relate the lie to the blackmail call. Number 2, pretending she is not ready when her date arrives to make him wait, sweat, or worry a little. Cheesecake Factory, anyone? Using her feminine attributes, this is number 3, a flattery or a swivel of the hips to get his attention, she practiced how to use sexual innuendo. Number 4, by talking to another boy to make him upset or as a threat to test him to see if he's really serious about her. The indirect lessons the black mother is teaching and agreeing with is, number 1, it's okay to lie to the black man if you're doing it to check his level of affection for you. Number 2, it's permissible to withhold the truth from the black man if the truth will make him displeased with you. Number 3, Lonnie was good. There are some issues that the black man just doesn't understand, and some that are just not his business. Number 4, artificial flattery will take her far. And all this does is reaffirm for the black teenage girl that, number 1, the black man is easily seduced, will believe whatever you tell him, and that she can get back at him by giving him anxiety. Number 2, all girls play the same games with their boyfriends, so it's obviously just the way that things are and will be. Number 3, The easiest way to get a black man's attention is to cause him some kind of frustration resulting from a carefully executed plan. And number 4, and if she doesn't tell him, he'll never know. The teen years are thus spent trying out various schemes on the black man to test his reactions. Let me hold on.
Did you hear what I said?
The teen years are thus spent trying out various schemes on the male to test his reactions, sincerity, and level of interest. She is well versed by this time to sift through whatever the black man says out of his mouth and describe what he really means and what her reactions to be. What her reaction should be. My apologies. Part of this is explainable. Psychologists agree that no human being views the world through pristine eyes. What we see is edited by a definite set of predetermined rules and values that help create a certain viewpoint on various subjects and situations. I agree. The very concept of reasoning that the black teenage girl uses to determine what is right and wrong are derived from a tainted set of traditionally learned wickedness passed on from one black female to another, her mother or female guardian. The Seds in the building. Shout out to my bro and sis. That boy Sean. What's good? What you got? Mike Biggs, I see you in the building. Lottie, what's good? Unsubscribe and then resubscribe, Lonnie, and then hit notifications. It's just YouTube. Often the girl will make up wild stories, create false emergencies, or intentionally stand up the boy or tease him with sexual promises until he vows everlasting love. Next page, we're going to page 8. She may also demand expensive gifts or costly outings. To have the black man crawling at her feet, worshiping her eternally is worth any and everything to her. Plus, she confirms that he definitely should pay for the privilege of her company. Sound familiar? She does not know that she is learning to whore.
Did you hear what I said?
She does not know that she is learning to whore. Up to and during teendom, the black mother, in rearing the black daughter, must explain sex to her and get her ready to meet the world, which she realizes will evolve in some way around the opposite sex, the black man. Her advice, whether accepted or not, is given from her personal point of view and as a result of her own experiences with the black man. The same advice she herself took and used throughout the lifetime of the black girl she passes on. Her instructions after she explains the anatomy part may go something like this. Number 1, get a good education so you can get a good job and take care of yourself so you won't have to count on no man. Make your own money so you can be your own boss. Number 2, you know you can't trust them, so you best be careful. Number 3, all men want is to get in your pants, girl. All they want is your drawers, nothing else. Number 4, play the field for a while. Find out what you want. Number 5, don't just believe what he tells you. Check him out. Number 6, don't you let him get you pregnant, girl. Number 7, you can't tell a man all your business. Number 8, and I'm sure all you guys can agree, don't spend your own money. Make him pay for it. Number 9, make him do something for you. Don't spend all your time with him for nothing. And number 10, get with the one who's got the most money. And the rules go on and on. I call them rules because while girls are often rebellious during this stage, when it comes to setting their own standards regarding whom they will date, they still hear the negative implications of the above instructions and apply them whenever they choose. This kind of teaching means number one, test his feelings any way you can. Number two, sex is the only motivation a black man has. Number three, sex is a weapon. Use it to get what you want. Number four, you can't trust what he tells you. Number five, he owes you something material or financial if you go out with him. And number six, be promiscuous. It is a prerequisite to settling down. Jay Gill, what's happening? The black daughter is compelled by nature to follow without reason. Again, the black daughter is compelled by nature to follow without reason. The example of the black mother throughout her life, which is called instinct. I keep trying to tell y'all, it's nature. Women have no way to fight their nature. The woman that can fight her nature is extraordinary. They do as the mother did. By her example in teaching, the character of the black girls is stamped with by her example in teaching, the characters of the black girl is stamped with the characteristics of the black mother. Everyone is largely what the mother makes. The moral precepts that the black teenage girl adopts are not her own. They are split between what she learned from her mother and what white society preaches. Certainly, peer pressure is to be taken into consideration. Mostly, the peer pressures from other black teenage girls who've been raised in a similar opposing position to the black man. This is a standard process which does not vary much from household to household. The homemaking skills that the teenage girl picks up from her mother may be adequate. She may know how to cook, clean, do laundry, do the shopping. Or she may be brought up in an ultra modern setting where it is thought to be cute for a girl not to know how to cook or keep house. If the teenage girl has been pumped up with ideas of being some kind of super career woman, then she will ignore housework altogether, believing that she would never have to attend to such menial duties. Things like meal planning, sewing, taking care of her man and her children, and making a peaceful home for husbands are not taught. She watches the mother run the house, and depending on the mother's attitude about it, she forms the same opinion. If the mother acts like serving a man is a bore, so will the daughter. If the mother does not serve the man at all, the daughter will do the same. If the daughter never witnesses the mother serving a man because she is in a single parent household, then she would deem such action as demeaning or reserved for special occasions only. You only cook on holidays, on birthdays, on anniversaries. That's the only time you do something special. I ain't going to say it's special. You do what you're supposed to do as a woman. The very characteristics that she's describing as far as the homemaking skills are the things that makes a man want to keep you as a wife. A pussy comes with every woman, right? Head comes with every woman. You can get a fat ass on a number of women. It's the homemaking skills of a wife that makes a man wants to wife you. The most disgusting thing for me to see is a woman who doesn't enjoy cooking for her man. It is unlikely that a girl raised in such a home will have a natural inclination towards taking care of her man. A natural inclination, natural. The same way it's natural for a man if somebody's talking crazy to his girl, somebody threatening his girl, somebody bucking up at his girl, for me to put hands on you, that's a natural inclination. If somebody's threatening my family or my children or trying to take something from us as a man, it's a natural inclination for me to try to bring harm to you to protect my family. It is unlikely that a girl raised in such a home will have a natural inclination towards taking care of her man and home. She has no model for it. Homemaking skills have to be taught at home by the mother. If the black man would like to have a visual picture of what today's black teenage girls are doing and thinking, he should take a few minutes out of his schedule and look at the Soul Train dance music show, which comes on television every week. Remember, this book's a little dated, guys, but we can refer this to the rap videos or Sexy Red or Cuciana, whatever her name is. That's today's Soul Train. This show gives vent to all the filth that ends up causing the black man problems with the black woman years later. Of course, this is not the only example. It is the major one that is televised. The style of clothing, the nakedness, the lewd and shameful facial expressions and dance movements demonstrate the low level of behavior our teenage black girls and black teenage boys have. Their dance movements and faces are the result of an idea that have, as young women, that to be seen and admired, they must reveal their bodies and twist and grind in a wild fashion in public. Another Dante's Inferno. Shout out to the twerkers. Many of the black teenage girls are able to pass for adult. Many of the black teenage girls are able to pass for adult women because of how they dress and carry themselves, aka women mature faster than men. You guys mature physically, faster physically than men, right? Which is why I'll talk about that later. Hey, Mandrell, what's good with you, bro? How you doing? Many of the black teenage girls are able to pass for adult women because of how they dress and carry themselves, dedicating their entire existence to functioning in such a way as to attract the sexual advances of a man. Many black mothers approve of this behavior and do nothing to control or stop their daughters from such undignified behavior. Most do not stop them because they do not know how. Questions on chapter 2. How you doing, man, Joe? I hope you had a great week, man. I pray you had a great week, bro. I pray you and the family are well. If y'all ready to move on to chapter 3 and we can close out the night on this chapter, we'll pick it back up next week. Y'all give me a 1 in the chat. Like I said, I don't want to keep y'all too long. I want this to sit on y'all head a little bit. This book is, like I said, it's a pretty good read. Pretty fast read, I should say. Only 185 pages. All right, I got my 1s in the chat. Shout out to y'all for riding with me. Chapter 3. Hawaiian Cowboy, how you doing, man? If I see you again, I'll give you a wrench, man. Come through next time, bro. Appreciate you rocking out with us, man. Thank you. Chapter 3, Adulthood, Single and Married. Again, if you're just walking in, the book we're reading is Sister Shahrazad Ali, The Black Man's Guide to the Understanding of the Black Woman. And we already got a book lined up for after this, right? So, yeah. Chapter 3, Adulthood, Single and Married. As the black woman grows and develops intellectually, she eventually lands in a spot that are practical. Where my glasses at? What am I doing with my glasses? Hold on, y'all. There we go. There we go, old man. Come on, Grandpa. Come on, Grandpa. Right? I'm going to start over, guys, because now I can see. Chapter 3. How you doing, Just Jay? How you doing? Chapter 3, Adulthood, Single and Married. As the black woman grows and develops intellectually, she eventually lands in a spot that her practices lead her to. There are several levels of black womanhood that she can strive for. Each level of lifestyle choice is predicated slowly on her desires. What she knows or earns is a result of how she has been raised and what she is willing to settle for in life. The higher her goals, the more sophisticated she is. Increased knowledge always expands the desires. The more you know, the more you want. That's what she's telling you, right? Be they material, sexual, or otherwise. So again, hey, shout out to Sister Ali, man. The more women want, the more women know, the more they want. The more materials they have, they move from uh Pink to Coach, from Coach to Michael Kors, from Michael Kors to Louis Vuitton, from Louis Vuitton to Gucci, so forth and so on, right? Sexual, right? They go from wanting one dude, then they want a rotation, then they want to fuck 2 dudes a week, 3 dudes a week, 5 dudes a week, right? Dave Matthews, I appreciate you, man. The 20 ball Canadian, I appreciate you, dog. The black woman is not exempt from these rules, albeit she is also often a victim of them due to being such a displaced female. The black man must be aware of the various types of black women available to him. His selection must be based upon his own individual needs. It is entirely possible that some of the traits of the black women in the respective categories overlap. It has been proven that a black man is capable of taking a woman and making her beautiful, intelligent, and wise. She is not able to create this same effect by herself. She will have one of the three or two of the three, but she cannot achieve beauty, intelligence, and wisdom alone. The black man is her catalyst. Without his spark of life and light, she does not bloom. Blooming is quite different from having a good paying job or a high class education. Each of the black women discussed during the next few pages can be taught to bloom. Listen up. Risking the threat of being further charged with overgeneralization and group stereotyping, the following list describes the 3 basic types of black women. They are dissimilar only in the depth of their problematic behavior. All are infected with the historic disease of cultural negligence. They believe themselves to be living the right life, the one that is the only lifestyle available to them in this country setting, which most of them believe is the best place on earth. Far be it from their considerations to take steps to improve their psychological conditions because they ironically do not know that they are out of sync with the natural role of the universe, even though across the board they are not happy. Boy, 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 hey. The lives they live make sense to them because they have not been taught of any other kind that will provide them with happiness. Ebon, what's good with you, brother? Historically, the black woman has had access to lifestyle choices not offered to the black man, and he is not tolerated in showing moodiness, fickleness, or pettiness. The aforementioned emotional personality traits are indigenous to the black female gender. They belong to you guys, the ladies, I mean. To describe these separate groups of black women, the use of colloquial language may seem derogatory or insulting. It is not meant to be that way. The special language is ethnically specific and recognizable to the learned and unlearned black man. The terminology is not meant to be humorous either. There are no age limitations on the characteristics of these women. Drum roll, please. The 3 types are predictably the lower grade, the average, and the high class. First off, Page 12. We're going to get into the low-life black woman. This black woman may have been subjected to abject, multi-generational poverty, illiteracy, and shame as a child. She works on the lowest rung of the employment due to not being properly educated. She dresses in inexpensive Walmart type styles, and her face is greasy. It said Kmart. I put Walmart in there because it's more up to date. She dresses in inexpensive Walmart type styles, and her face is greasy from wearing too much cheap makeup. Her hair will also be greasy, perhaps have a few specks of lint, and may be plastered down around her face in an unsuccessful attempt to create curls or the baby hair look. She may sport a raggedy ponytail with a child's barrette or rubber band. Bathing is not that important. Her bra strap may be gray from non-washing, and she may wear her panties 2 or 3 days straight without changing them, or wear none at all. She drinks alcohol to the point of intoxication and curses loud in the public, real loud. She hangs around weekly in common local corner bars and goes out with strange men, who she fights with regularly. She may have a main black man who she fights with at will. She has battle scars on her face, neck, arm, and hands from warring with the men and women in her neighborhood or nightclubs. She goes along easily with the moral dares and relates aggressively to her neighbors. She does not read the newspaper or uses drugs when they are available. If she does not work, she is on the public dole, welfare. She may dress her child or children in the latest styles and will spend all her welfare check on clothes and partying. She views each check day as heaven on earth, a short-lived time when she has purchasing power to feed her tepid wishes. She might have a gold tooth or a few teeth missing. Her nails are conceivably chipped and or broken. Her posture is that of a toad. She might be overweight and an over-average breather with a protruding pot gut. She comfortably wears run-over shoes. Her heels may be dirty and crusty. She borrows money and food from her neighbors. She uses deodorant occasionally and is overly impressed with fancy dressed black men in big flashy cars with lots of gold. She is materialistic on a small scale and does not like to stay indoors. Even on cold winter's nights, she can be seen roaming the streets or going back and forth to an after-hours joint. She is not ashamed of her condition or predicament and appears to be quite satisfied during her sterile, non-productive days. Her time is made up of gossiping with her neighborhood cronies, looking at TV, wish shopping in nearby malls, yelling at her children, not keeping up with her children, and walking back and forth to the corner store. She shops above her means, has no plans to change, and attempts to use the black men available to finagle him out of money, drinks, or car rides. She has no idea what to do with a black man herself, and she does not fantasize about a better life. She is looked upon as shameful in civilized society and is considered a savage. She often hates the black women in the higher social classes and considers them conceited. Her world of thought is very, very small. Her ideas are simplified, and she speaks the language in flat, abbreviated terms, full of mispronunciations and wrong tenses. She does not know any better and does not think she is capable of learning better. She is in a pitiful state of condition, and if she has any dreams at all, they are of a black man rescuing her from her status. She is also inclined to respond to the advances of white men looking for a good time. She may sprinkle herself with cheap perfume profusely. If a black woman on this level is involved with drugs or abuses alcohol, she becomes a dredge to society and a corrupt mother. Men do not matter to her at all on that level unless they can provide her with money or contraband. This group requires no further discussion. Other than that, this black woman must be cleaned up, and returned to her proper state of existence as a civilized woman. Any questions? That is the lower grade, the low life black woman. Oh, yes, she did, Missy said. Yes, she did. Number two, the average. And I like this part because most people are average. This black woman is an enigma somewhat. She surfaces as a steady employee, enjoys weddings and birthdays, and may make big preparations for both. She is neat, probably goes to church regularly, fixes her hair nicely, and speaks coherently. She is at least a high school graduate and may have some college or special vocational training. I got it. Hold on. I got you. 1989. The first printing of this was in 1989. If y'all can see that. 1989. She is at least a high school graduate and may have some college or special vocational training. She is not overly ambitious, but is an active participant in life and enjoys many, many things. She is fairly clean and will celebrate and participate in festivities with a zest. She is thoughtful, mannerable, and knows how to meet people. She is proud of her level of sophistication and may party, my apologies, guys, correction, and may party occasionally. Her behavior with the black man is routine and that she experiences, page 14, she experiences a more controlled form of suspicion, doubt, and fear. She may be shy by comparison to the black woman in the first category, but does not tend to make her likes and dislikes known. She is not always talkative and can best be found and examined in general office duty jobs. She is a step or two higher than menial labor and could be referred to as corny. She does not routinely abuse drugs, although she might get high every once in a while. Alcohol is her vice of choice. Mimosa brunches. Barefoot. Stella Rose. She is capable of consenting to marriage for the perceived security and to impress her friends and family. PGH, what's good with you? She remains content to work from 9 to 5 weekly and will see her steady bowl on weekends or remain focused on her own priorities. She dances at the nicer bistros. She is easier to get along with than number one. Her most vicious reactions are brought up on by jealousy or being jilted. Her fantasies of what a relationship should be like is patterned right off television or from true confession magazines. She is as traditional in her activities as American apple pie. She does not ask deep questions and is content to go along with the status quo. Her faith is important to her, and she mentions the good Lord when discussing certain topics. She is attracted to lower class or upstanding black men who are gainfully employed in the workforce. She may visit the fast lane, but she is most comfortable shopping at Learners. I guess that's like Target, right? She is most comfortable shopping at Target and cooking collard greens for dinner. She has a few secrets, but most of them are trite. She is not necessarily an innovator. She is more of a follower. She enjoys the Jerry curl look. I guess at this point right now, she enjoys the wigs and the weave look and long eyelashes and fancy cut outlandish hairstyles. She spends of what she has on clothes. She might have a little car, is anxious to meet men, and exaggerates about her capabilities and accomplishment. She tries to be entertaining and clever when she is with her man. She is malleable. The average woman is malleable. The average women that men say they don't want. He said Learners is a department store. It's still going. Appreciate that, Mike Biggs. I appreciate you, man. Learned something new today. I was today years old when I knew that. No, it was. Yeah, well, I'm comparing it to like Target now, Mike Biggs. Same thing. Yeah, BZ. Yeah, right. So that's the average. That's the average black woman. She has her issues. She drinks a little bit, smoke a little bit, keep a job, like some of the finer things in her life, but she's okay, living her life. Makes sense. 3, the high class. Put your seatbelt on, gentlemen and ladies. This one is the smart, possibly raging beauty. Sexy, sexy, sexy. The black women in this category are the most difficult to reach and train.
Did you hear what I said?
The black women in this category are the most difficult to reach and train. She is confident, intelligent, attractive, at least by good quality standards, and wears the finest clothes. Has a high price, well-paying position, and prides herself on being state-of-the-art aware. Reads books, looks at educational television, and has a college degree of some sort. She goes to church sometimes, may do volunteer work, and has a definite political party she aligns with and may contribute heavily to special social causes if they appeal to her. She is a member of a Ritzy club and has some nice jewelry, wears expensive popular perfume, and is very opinionated to a fault. Her alma mater is so important to her. She is amused by spectator sports, especially football, and she may play tennis or both. She curses more in private than in public, likes to let her hair down with the girls, and considers herself a prize. She may be an entrepreneur. She may snort a little coke or take a little puffs of the weed, but she rarely gets so out of control that she forgets her community standing and professional responsibilities. She is familiar with intricate banking systems, has a retirement plan, possibly stock and money market. She has an American Express card, and she travels. She likes LA, the Bahamas, Europe, and possibly Africa. She may frequent the health spas and buys expensive gifts for her man and her and friends. She drives a nice car, maybe a BMW or some other snazzy sports car. She may live a bit above her means, but manages to juggle her finances to get what she wants. She is very headstrong and delights in demonstrating to the black man her wealth and vast knowledge in a variety of things. She is the modern girlfriend, believes she is completely self-sufficient, is not particularly interested in keeping house, cooking dinner every night, or treating the black man with a special accord. She is in favor of independence and boasts of doing things for herself and thinks the black man should do likewise. She performs beautifully in front of strangers or company, makes a good impression, and exudes sex at will. She is greatly influenced by her peers and others whom she deems as pace setters. She adopts popular trends and attitudes about dating or marriage, which she gleans from magazines, news programs, or the newspaper, or YouTube, or TikTok, or Snapchat, or Instagram. She becomes ferocious when she thinks her man is playing around on her and will fight viciously to the end to prove the black man wrong. Because she is so concerned about public opinion and what they think, she will customarily deal with a black man whom she is not particularly interested in just to have an escort on her arm. She is a rat who behaves like a dog while purring like a cat. She is moody, disagreeable to live with in peace if things don't go her way. She believes that her specialized knowledge from her occupation and education qualifies her to be equal or superior to the black man. She will tolerate a black man as long as he fits her idea of what he should look like, dress like, work like, and act like. The number 3 black woman is an insecure wad of knots that she hides behind all of her good education, fine wardrobe, shapely body, and savings account. These explanations of 3 major types of black women are not all inclusive. Some of their patterns overlap, but these descriptions give a good perception of what is available. There is another category of black women who are available. They are the slow your mind down, Ricky. They are the picturesque black women who dress in African traditional garb. They wear brightly covered head wraps and sandals, bold African jewelry, and have dreadlocks, more commonly known as dreads. They may also have a ring in their nose, possibly several holes in their ears, and they wear layers and layers of fabric wrapped around like a sarong around their bodies, often with no bra underwear. They may also wear a heavy laden head wrap, twisted in several attractive styles. Some of them are clean and beautiful, others are not. From a distance, it is hard to tell. Hotep, facts. The Hotep. These black women portray a costume that implies they are not with Western ideas or dress and give the impression by their wardrobe that they represent the unknown African culture and the very roots of the black woman from the homeland. The impression they wish to convey is that they are in disagreement with European society and that they want no part of Americanism and bravely foster the ideas of back in the day. But on closer examination, the black men will find the brightly colored garments are only the external facade, and when examined up close, the outfits may be soiled and the woman may have a foul body odor reeking from under her arms. Her feet may be ashy and calloused, and her skin is uncared for. Her unique hairstyle, her dreads, they smell. It is impossible for dreads not to have an offensive odor. Hair breeds bacteria, and black hair that is not washed regularly, parted, scalped, oiled, and conditioned becomes matted because it cannot breathe, so it stinks. The actual major benefit for the black women who wear dreads is that she does not have to take proper care of her hair. No matter what kind of African science she expounds, she is just lazy and has found a way to practice her laziness in the name of being cultural. She may also claim to be living some kind of primitive existence, wherein she survives with as few civilized conveniences as possible. That means that the gas, electric, or water might be off in her home. She might bed down each night on a hard floor on a pallet and claim to be a vegetarian or only eat health food and spew out some other specialized diet that matches her outfit and hairstyle. Her religious views are complicated and confusing. Her home is filled with African statues, African print fabrics, and the red, black, and green symbols and color associated with the African continent. She may smoke weed. BC, what's good with you? Where'd you slide up, big dog? If the black man questions her about her reasoning behind wearing the dreads, he will find that these sisters who may dress and look alike do not have a unified main doctrine or creed they believe in. Most of them have different explanation and belief about why they are involved in this particular unwholesome lifestyle. The group of the natural looking sisters practice the same deceit and mockery of the black man behind his back as much as the black woman with the perm hair, the wigs, and or the jerry curl. Her value may even be considered more uncivilized because her values may even be considered more uncivilized because she is living on a very low level of existence by choice. If she is in rebellion, it is only against herself. She also does not teach her children proper table manners or personal hygiene. They are witnessed to be badly dressed, in need of a haircut or hair combing, and have no knowledge as to why their black mother insists that they wear dreads. These black children are shown by example that that is acceptable to live in squalor and go without conventional conveniences that make for a clean home environment. The sisters who propagate this kind of life is most happy when she can find a black man who will go along with her alleged cultural statement and who agrees with her deplorable living conditions in the name of rejecting American lifestyles. These black women should realize that there are no histories of black women who dress and live like she does, who represent the pinnacle of refined and admired black womanhood. The fact that she has no logical explanation as to why she is wearing her hair that way or living that way is another hint that she is confused and has only found a way to be flashy, distinguishable, and impact her presence on onlookers. It is impossible to represent the original Queenie Black woman by living in filth and not using deodorant. The Black woman thinks that by neglecting her personal hygiene, she is making an impression of originality. Be aware that the only statement she is making is that she is nasty and too lazy to take care of herself and her children. So obviously, she will have no interest in trying to help a Black man take care of himself. Dirty is dirty. Make no mistake about it. The other Black women who sport the dreads look have no idea as to why they are wearing them, other than they get a lot of attention, and have just adopted the hairstyle because it is popular and relieves them of going to the hairdresser. Her idea is to appear to be Black or natural. This Black woman is very much in favor of being different to the point of a fault. She doesn't know that sometimes being different means one has to look ridiculous or outlandish. There are many levels of lifestyles in Africa too, and the tribes whose women wore dreadlocks represented one of the smaller, lower tribal classes and customs. There are much higher standards of behavior the Black woman can emulate if she studies the Black woman of over 6,000 years ago. Gary Brown, how you doing? Welcome back, man. Everything's good. Praise everything's good with you, man. Happy Friday, bro. It's weird. YouTube tripping. Her imagination of what married life is like. Most of the Black woman's ideas concerning a happy home is derived from television, paperbacks, and the fairy tales read to her when she was a child. And that's the end of the chapter. That's the end of the chapter. The new chapter is her imagination of married life is like. We'll continue that next week. Any points for discussion before we get out of here? Cujo said, bravo. I appreciate it, man. Just an idea I had. I thought I'd pass along. Shout out to my boy Shannon. My boy Shannon has read. He used to have read alongs. Shannon, I don't know if he do it still, but I'm gonna do it. Right? Any points of discussion? Daryl, what they talking about? Ebo said, the book is The Blackman's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman by Shahrazad Ali. Says shit sounds like well-worded ignorance. Diana with the 20 ball. I appreciate you, sis. I love you. BZ, my boy. He said, I'm gonna need a spinoff, OG. Is this the game? How are men to respond? I mean, that's a great point, and that's a great point to bring up, BZ, but it's like I told y'all before, right? Never fail a test. Never fail a test. Even if you love her, never fail a test. And this is what I keep telling. And listen to what Shahrazad. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, Brian Corbett. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself, BC. Yes, you can. When it comes to the relationships of romance and families between men and women, there are certain general statements that ring true through every single vector of society. Now, if you choose to admit that they ring true, that's completely on you. And this is, again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to disrespect nobody. I just want to make sure I get my point across. The problem with us as men is not understanding that these are just some things that's entrenched in the nature of a woman, right? These are the way that women teach each other. And for me to sit up here and look at the society as it is today, especially in the dating market among young men and women, these things hold true. The thing she says holds true. Tell me right now that you can't go on Instagram and pick out the 3 type of women. Now, what you should be saying, and this is just my opinion, is that within those demographics, right? The three listing of women she gave you for Black women, within those demographics, at that point, you can laser point and pin down, the differences. But they fall into those 3 demographics. Do you not agree? Champion Heart in the building. And like Ebo was making the point earlier, this book was written back in 1989, but still, when I'm reading, these things still ring true in your ear because you see them outside on a day-to-day basis. The game didn't change. Agreed, Brian. You're right. Nobody's perfect. That's not what I'm implying, or I believe she's implying. I don't believe the sister ever implied that. The sister said in her book, and I'm not quoting verbatim, but to summarize, she said that the Black woman can be saved. She said each 3 of them can be saved, but it requires a man to help them bloom. Is that not what she said in the book, or did I make that up? I should have had my highlighter. Right? So not to jump on you, Brian BC, but I want us to when we're reading this, let's listen with a listening ear. Let's listen with a listening ear. That's how we get the most out of it. Okay? But that's just me. That's just me. I'm not here to knock. Your opinion is yours. You're going to move how you want to move. All right? We got anything else, y'all? Mike said it's not about being perfect. You will never, there's no journey to perfect. There's no journey to perfect. You're not Jesus. You're not God. There's no journey to perfect. Let's use words correctly, right? The journey to being the best you can be. Ebo, if you I can read it. It's up to y'all. Hold on. I already got the book I'm gonna read next. Give me a second. All right. So we already got the next book. This is the book we're going to finish. We're going to finish every book we start. We're going to finish every book this is the book we're reading now. Next book. Self-Made Man by Nora Vincent. This is the book. This is the woman, as you can see at the bottom. She pretended to be a man for 16 months. And this is the journalization of her journey. This is a journal of her journey. Now, again, if you've seen her story, you know when she was 50 something years old, and once she lived life as a man, she realized that she looked at women differently. And when she was 54, she unalived herself because she could no longer look at women the same way. She didn't understand She could no longer relate to women. This is the next book. And again, this is book club. If you guys want me to read a book, support me and let me know. When I say support, that means super chats or cash apps, because I am paying for this book. This was $17. This one was $25. You're not gonna have to get your eyes tired. When someone says, "Hey, did you read Shower Ali?" You can say, "I did." You don't have to say you read it, but you heard it. This gender war is old. We got to get to understanding why. We got to get to understanding why women see men the way they do. We got to get to understanding. Everybody keep telling me, what do we do? What do I have? We have to get to an understanding. If you knew better, you do better. Shout out to my sis. I love you, sis. Make sure y'all subscribe. If you are not, listen, if you are on Instagram, make sure y'all follow Diana. She be spitting fire. Holy fire. So if that's it, man, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go. It's Friday night. Hopefully you got a little something to rub on, ladies and gentlemen. If that's your thing, hopefully you got something to drink on. But let me tell y'all this before I let y'all go, right? This is your life. Take advantage of it. Make it make sense. Because you're going to be dead forever. That's all I got. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Everything else will take care of itself. We'll be back to continue the chapters next week. Y'all have a great night. Appreciate y'all.
The devil my op. Can't pay me to stop. Can't pay me to stop. The devil my op. Can't pay me to stop. Can't pay me to stop. Yeah, I'm shaking the drop. I'm still up on top. I've been at the bop. Yeah, I'm shaking the drop. I'm still up on top. I've been at the bop. The devil my op. Can't pay me to stop. My God at the top. We gon' praise our way out the grave, dog. Living, speaking, praise God. Walking out the graveyard back to life. I'm still up on top. I'm still up on top. I'm still up on top. I've been at the bop. I'm still up on top. The devil my op. Can't pay me to stop. Can't pay me to stop. The devil my op. Can't pay me to stop. Can't pay me to stop. Yeah, I'm shaking the drop. I'm still up on top. I've been at the bop. Yeah, I'm shaking the drop. I'm still still up on top. I've been had the pop. The devil my op. Can't pay me to stop. My God at the top. We gon' praise our way out the grave, dog. Living, speaking, praise God. Walking out the graveyard back to life. I'm still up on top. I'm still up on top. I'm still up on top. I've been had the pop. I'm still up on top.